Hey guys, it's Little Rocker Cutie 2005, also known as Andre, back again with you guys, and welcome once again to Late Night Frights. Sorry this video is a bit late. I usually pre-film my videos on Wednesday because my day got bumped to Thursday. But Wednesday night I ended up with a really bad migraine headache. I should probably explain, I have a tendency to get migraine headaches. I've had them since I was a kid, and there's times when they can get really bad, and I'll just have to, lay down and kind of just, take myself out of the equation. So, I was pretty sick Wednesday night, and Thursday I was pretty wiped out, so I'm actually it's pretty late Friday morning, so I'm actually getting around to doing this now, so I can just get it done for you guys. Once again, I'm sorry this is so late, but actually this week is a battle week, and I hope you've checked out everybody else's videos here on the channel, but I really don't know everybody's battles because we didn't have a meeting this week due to it being Easter, so just like I said, check out everybody else's battles on the channel. But for my battle, I'm going to be doing something a little bit, I could say unique, but also nostalgic, because this battle is going to be between two childhood favorites of mine. They're both actually Stephen King movies I grew up with. I've only got one of them here because I don't have a copy of the other one. I do have it on VHS, but my VHSs are all packed up in the storage unit. But actually, my battle this week is going to be between Stephen King's, Maximum Overdrive and Christine, which is also a Stephen King movie directed by John Carpenter. Now, I know I have to do a little spoiler-free review of each one, so I'm going to get into that. I'll start with Maximum Overdrive. Basically, the story of Maximum Overdrive, it was based on a short story called Trucks that Stephen King wrote. This was actually the only movie I want to say that I don't know if he wrote it, but I know he did write it. He wrote and directed this movie himself because he wanted to give his audience a little something different, and I guess you could say he did do a pretty good job. Basically, the story of Maximum Overdrive, the Earth passes into the tail of this rogue comet, and the comet actually causes all the machines in the world to come to life, operate by themselves and basically start killing people. And the main part of the story actually centers around this group of people who are at a truck stop called the Dixie Boy. And basically, you got this entire group of big rigs, and they're basically going around the truck stop, like how Indians would circle what they call the cavalry, kind of like how they say there's a line in Cheech and Chong's next movie, which is a comedy, but there's a line that goes, circle the cavalry, the wagons are going to attack, and basically, it's like the trucks are circling, and it's kind of like the wagons are going to attack because, every time somebody goes outside, one of the trucks will just flat out run them over, and it's just an awesome movie. I mean, you got what they call the leader of the trucks. It's this toy truck with the face of the Green Goblin, and talk about just friggin' cool. I mean, you got an amazing cast. You got Emilio Estevez in your lead. You got Laura Harrington as his love interest. I don't know if she's really done anything else. I mean, I know she's acted in some other stuff, but this is the only thing I've seen her in. You got Pat Hingle. He's done a lot of stuff. Actually, Yeardley Smith is in this movie, the voice of Lisa Simpson. And her character, I swear, probably one of the most annoying motor mouth characters ever put on film. I mean, you just want her to shut the hell up, because all she does is run her mouth, I swear. But this movie has got some of the most creative kills I've ever seen. I mean, you got people getting run over by trucks. You got a waitress who gets basically attacked by an electric knife. There's a scene with a baseball game. I'm trying not to give way too much away because the review has to be pretty much spoiler free. But I kind of want to give you kind of a feel for the movie. But there's a baseball game going on, and the coach gets attacked by a pop machine. And I know the rest of all over the country, everybody else calls it soda, but here in Michigan we call it pop. So basically, the coach gets attacked by a pop machine. He gets this cans of pop just shooting out of the machine, just hitting him all over. You got another kid who gets flattened by a steamroller. I mean, this movie, it's just so creative for the time, and just so I would say it's cheesy, but there are a lot of fans of this movie, including myself. I mean, I grew up with it. The score and the music, all done by AC/DC. I mean, how cool is that? I mean, the soundtrack album, Who Made Who, it's just, in my opinion, probably AC/DC's best album in my book. But again, that's Maximum Overdrive. And the second one I'm going to get into is actually Christine. Now, I do have kind of a little bit of a story behind this one as well. Like with Maximum Overdrive, I saw it as a kid. I probably saw them both, like, I want to say probably around the same age, I want to say. But with Christine, it's kind of the same story, but different, you know. You're not dealing with the Earth passing in the tail of a comet or anything like that. You're basically dealing with this 58 Plymouth Fury that's possessed by some kind of demonic force. And this nerdy high school kid named Arnie, he basically buys her, fixes her up, and you basically find out that this car, Christine, is actually, like I said, she's possessed by some kind of force. Like a lot of people will say it's a devil, some people will say it's some kind of demonic force, but this car, kind of like with Maximum Overdrive and how the trucks drive by themselves, Christine drives by herself. And there's this little group of bullies that pick on Arnie throughout the course of the movie, and after he buys Christine and fixes her up, she basically just goes to town and just takes these bullies out one by one. I mean, the death scenes, they're not gory or anything like that, but they are kind of memorable, especially the last bit, probably when the last bully gets taken out. I will say, not to give too many spoilers away, but it involves a gas station explosion and Christine chasing the last bully while she's on fire. And then the coolest part is that Christine can rebuild herself. She can regenerate from any kind of like damage. So like if she gets her front end smashed or anything like that, she can just like rebuild herself, and it's totally weird and totally cool. I mean, I will give away like one little spoiler. There's actually a scene where after like the bullies find out where Arnie keeps Christine, because his mother wouldn't let Arnie keep the car at his house, so he basically keeps her at this like auto parts like junkyard type place. So the bullies, they show up, they pretty much smash her to bits, and you get to a scene where Arnie's working on her, you know, trying to fix her up, and he turns his back for a minute and he hears this kind of noise. So he turns around and looks at Christine, and I think it's like it's part of the engine that has rebuilt itself. So he kind of gets this weird look on his face. You know, he kind of walks away, kind of steps in front of her and turns around and he goes, "Okay, show me." And that's when you find out she can rebuild herself, because she rebuilds herself from the ground up. Every bit of damage just, boom, gone like that. And it's just like, whoa. But again, you know, you got a great score done by John Carpenter. You got a really decent soundtrack, because the movie actually takes place in '78. So you got a lot of really good, like, late '70s music. You got Tanya Tucker's cover of Buddy Holly's song "Not Fade Away." You got a track by ABBA in there. There's a few other ones. There's like some '50s music mixed in there, because Christine's radio plays nothing but '50s music, which is kind of an important part to the story, because you know the music that she plays kind of lets you know what she's thinking. It's like an insight into Christine's mind, basically, and basically the force that's controlling her. But basically, like, I'm not gonna really, I don't want to give away too much, like I said, but that's pretty much all I'm gonna give away. So I'm gonna get into the battle. The first round, I'm gonna go with overall story. Now, like I said, with Maximum Overdrive, you got the Earth passing into the tail of a rogue comet, and it makes like every machine in the world come to life and basically, you know, just start killing people. Whereas with Christine, you know, you've got one car, demonic force controlling it or whatever. So round one, Maximum Overdrive. Round two, I'm gonna have to think about this. I'm gonna have to go with probably the score. Now, like I said, Christine's score was all done by John Carpenter. As a lot of you know, John Carpenter, he pretty much does a lot of the scores for his films. You know, Halloween, Escape from New York, Assault on Precinct 13, Christine, like I said. I don't think he did the score for The Thing, But again, you got another good score with Christine and all, but again, you know, like I said, you know, AC/DC, Maximum Overdrive, they do the score and every song on the soundtrack. So once again, round 2, Maximum Overdrive. Round 3 would have to be the kills. With Christine, like I said, you've only got probably, I'm thinking like 3 or 4 kills in the movie, and they're not really, they're not what you would call gory. Like there's hardly any gore to Christine at all when you think about it for being an R-rated movie. It's mainly, I want to say it's mainly R for language and like a bit of violence, but again, you don't see any blood or gore or anything like that. Whereas with Maximum Overdrive, you know, you get like trucks just splattering people all over, and you get one that gets run over and the grill of the truck is just covered with blood. I mean, it's, again, you know, Maximum Overdrive, round 3. So, round 4, let's see. I'm sorry this is taking so long, but it's these battles are kind of tough for me, so I'm gonna have to give me a minute. But round 4, I'm probably gonna have to go with, overall, probably with casting, you know. With Christine, you've got people like Keith Gordon. Again, like he was a decent actor for the time, but later on he'd become a director. But he's good in the lead as Arnie. You got John Stockwell as his best friend Dennis. He also became a director later. I want to say Christine is one of the only movies he acted in, but you've got Alexandra Paul as Arnie's girlfriend Lee. She's been in quite a bit of stuff. She was in the Dragnet movie with Tom Hanks and Dan Aykroyd. She did Baywatch. She's been in a lot of stuff that I want to say I've seen her in, but like, and you've also got like really good actors for the time. You know, you got Harry Dean Stanton from Alien. He's like a cop. You've got Robert Prosky. He plays the owner of the auto parts place where Arnie keeps Christine. I'm trying to think who else you got. Like I said, there's a lot of good people in Christine, but with Maximum Overdrive, you know, Emilio Estevez, Laura Harrington, Pat Hingle, Yeardley Smith. I mean, there's just a lot of good people in both movies, but again, like, I would say for overall casting and terms of acting, I'd have to give that round to Christine, even though, like I said, you know, Maximum Overdrive, you got Emilio Estevez in your lead role, and he turns into this ultimate badass. But again, you know, John Carpenter, he knows how to pick his cast members. So round 4 for the cast, I gotta give it to Christine. And round 5, last round, I'm gonna say probably just overall, you know, which movie I had more fun with over the years. I do enjoy Christine. It's one of those movies that, like my mom and I, will put it in on a regular basis and just watch it every once in a while. But we do the same thing with Maximum Overdrive. But again, you know, there's a buddy I have. I've been best friends with for 22 years. I don't think I've ever mentioned him on this channel, but his name's Bobby. He does have a channel here on YouTube, but he doesn't really do videos. So he goes by LRC2005 here on YouTube. But like I said, he doesn't do videos or anything like that. But him and I, we kind of have a special connection with Christine because we do lines of dialogue back and forth, so it's kind of fun for us. And he loves to tease me because he has the special edition DVD. I've only got the VHS, and then my mom has I think it's the bare bones release with the flipper disc. So, and me, I'm trying to get my hands on that special edition. But overall, just a good time with it. Again, Maximum Overdrive. So your winner of this battle with 4-1, Maximum Overdrive. Even though I would say check out Maximum Overdrive over Christine, I'd say, you know, give both these movies a look because they're both really good for the time. I mean, they're both like really great 80s horror movies. They're, like I said, they're 2 I grew up with, you know, 2 I enjoy. Maximum Overdrive did get kind of a remake in the 90s. It was called Trucks. It was made for TV and was supposed to be more true to the short story, but in my opinion, you know, Trucks is just, it's not worth watching. Like I said, you know, made for TV, no gore or anything like that. So if you have the chance to check out Maximum Overdrive or Christine, I'd highly recommend checking out both of them. Like I said, they're 2 I enjoy, 2 I grew up with. I have a good time with these movies, and I hope you enjoyed this battle. Once again, it's Little Rocker Cutie 2005, also known as Andre, coming at you on the Late Night Frights channel. I'm telling you to enjoy life, enjoy some skills, enjoy some Starburst, keep it forever hard, guys. And in the immortal words of my faithful partner Chris on my channel, also known as Buffy Xena Man, he always says, eat some chicken, and I will see you guys next week here on Late Night Frights, so take it easy.